Has anybody on TikTok noticed that they're not taking videos down like they did? It's been a while since I was continually being put on the 7-day restriction where I couldn't post on my main account. That hasn't happened for a while. I can't be the only one, and not many videos flagged. Could it be that TikTok is not at all what we were told it is? That it's not China stealing your data because Facebook and all the other ones did that, but actually it's a platform where the true Americans can speak? I think so. I said that a while ago. That's why the mainstream media goes after it. Does the stuff with the kids and stuff go on? Yeah, it goes on all of them, though. And like I said in a video recently that the National Institutes of Health had put up, I did a video on their brain initiative, and that guy doing that lecture had said in there that Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, they were all implicated pretty much. I'll say implicated. They said they were on board with our data. They were sharing it. So those are they already have everything. That's nothing to worry about. But they wanted to keep people off of TikTok. Why would that be? Well, because there's a ton of Trump supporters that are fed up with the government in general. And this is why they voted for Trump in 2020 and 2016. Your Bill Maher's, your people on The View, they can continue to pretend and play their little role of convincing the American people that everything was normal in 2020, but it was not. And I'm talking about, that day when we go and we pick our person to run the country. It was not, and it takes common sense. So they can only fall on two things. Either they want to stay in their corrupt head, and they're corrupt doing the bidding for a bunch of globalists, or they have no common sense, in which case, why would you want to even listen to them anymore? But they would really hate TikTok, wouldn't they? Yeah, they would, because the average Americans are speaking up. The average Americans have had enough. I see it every day on TikTok. That's what's amazing. I see it all the time from all walks of life. Tons of Gen Xers, a ton of Gen Xers. And some millennials too. But a ton of Gen Xers saying, oh, we're done. We're done with all of this bullshit. Don't care what the employer does. Don't care what some association or union or government does. Don't care. Don't care what the UN does. They need to go bye-bye anyway. Don't care. We're done. And that's really why people voted for Trump too. I mean, I never watched one episode of The Apprentice. I've never seen one episode. I only know him from when I would see him on Fox News, and that was just, occasionally. But here's the thing, what Trump brought to the table that no other politician has is truth. And what you saw on the other side, their claws come out. The worst parts of themselves come out because they did not want to see truth. Nope. There's a lot of people that will go to great lengths to avoid truth, won't they? Yeah, I know that very well as a psych nurse. When people don't want to see the truth, they don't. You can't make people be ready to see the truth. But there's a ton of Americans that have and have said enough is enough. And I think it's because most Americans can look past just this moment and see that what's going to happen to their kids or their grandkids if these people are successful. And it would be a hell to live. I mean, and it brings tears to your eyes, right? I don't even have kids, and I've thought about that. When I see little kids, I'm just like, or even, little ones in my family, they're not little anymore. But, what's going to happen to them? It's heartbreaking. So, I think there's a bunch of Americans that are in that place, and I see them on TikTok all the time. And eventually it's all of those that sea of TikTokers that is speaking truth no matter what it is. But you know it. You know those people. They're speaking the truth, and yet they haven't jumped on a certain bandwagon where it's all about a vaccine or it's all about. They realize it's all corrupted. But they also realized one thing, and that's that Donald Trump was the one person that seemed to awaken the American people. Awaken the American people to, you need to, your country, if your country falls into the hands of globalists, you will not recognize it anymore. And that is not a fear tactic. No, fear tactic. It's not. It is the damn truth. But Americans are complacent, very complacent, because you've always had this freedom you've been told about. I think that Trump really wanted to work with both sides. I do. I really do. I think it was the other side that didn't want to work with him. If AOC or Bernie Sanders or Tashida what the other ones, the squad, if they get their way, they will destroy this country, okay? They will. AOC may not have enough common sense to know that. She may not realize the extent of the plan she got on board with, but they will destroy the country. They've already have. And one last thing here. Your E. Jean Carrolls, your Dr. Blasey Fords, and there's many that I could list that, have gotten this highlight as being some hero when really there's no reason to put them up as a hero whatsoever. They are part of the problem. They do a disservice at the very least to the women in America that are nobodies, just average Americans that have been raped or abused by somebody, and yet can't even have somebody hear them, right? Aren't even heard. But people like that get CNN highlights, Anderson Cooper highlights. Oh, it's nauseating. It's so nauseating. And that just infuriates Americans even more, and then you see more videos going up by average Americans because it's over. The time to just put us to sleep, it's done. Donald Trump, I think he's a genius. Clearly he's a genius. He knows what he's doing. He's not just he's not who you see on TV. He's not. I mean, he loves the country, but I think that his real life personality, he does what he does he's trying to help. So there's a character he puts on because he knows that people know his name, but I think behind closed doors, I think he's probably a humble person. I know most people would think that's not true. I think it is, though. I really do. When you look into it, he never will tell you all the good things he's done for people. He doesn't like to talk about it. But he's done so many things. I've mentioned it before, the whole family has. They won't say it. No matter how much they get attacked, they won't say it. And that's honorable. And it's disgusting that people like these New Yorkers, this E. Jean Carroll, who clearly shows that she's not honest, that they can just do this to people. And so it hurts not only the country, but it hurts all those women that have been abused that deserve to be heard, and they don't get to because women like that continue to keep our country in a destruction mode, heading further into the dirt. So, if we're going to be an honest, good country, then we have to start being human again. And the people that represent being humane is not CNN. They don't know how to be. Neither does any of the mainstream media, nor your alternative ones asking for money and all that. They don't. They don't know what being human is about. Being human is, at all costs, you stand up for the right thing. Because you see the truth that what will happen if you don't. Everybody running our country right now, the justice system, all layers of it, and all the corporations, associations, and institutions. The one thing that they lack, and what they've done over time to this country, is they've taken the human out of being humane.